Magandang araw po, magandang umaga po, Ma'am Judy, sa RP2, sa lahat po ng nakikinig at nanonood sa atin ngayon. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Yes, congratulations sir. Balik ulit yung ating team dito sa napakataas nga na level ng karera. And congratulations dahil muli po tayo naimbitahan na sir.
Opo, napakalaking bagay po niyan, no, na hindi lang yang sa team but actually to the entire Philippine cycling community, no, na napakaswerte ho natin, no, na napili tayo, no, to be one among the few continental teams that will be joining this year Tour de Langkawi. Alam mo niyo, Ma'am Judith, we are even so excited this year about the Langkawi, no, because from the first time in 2020 na nakasali kami po, no, being a manager of the national team then, no, until now, as I would say, this will be by far the most challenging Tour de Langkawi.
Bakit?
If you look at it po, no, of the 8 stages, there was a time that Langkawi becomes 12 stages, but never has been that Langkawi will feature 2 mountaintop finish, no, and these 2 mountaintop finish are really hard, no, and I will want to make mention of the return of the Genting Highlands climb, no?
Okay.
Dahil for so many years, remember when we were there po in 2018, no? Walang Genting.
Yes, ginagawa May part doon ginagawa.
Yes, ginagawa. That's why walang Genting noon, no? But now it's back after how many years na hindi kasali ang Genting, no? Plus, if you look at the Tour de Langkawi this year, the design, no? Parang binaliktad, no? This is only the first time that it will start in Kuala Lumpur and then it will finish in Langkawi Island, kung saan po nanggaling yung pangalan Tour de Langkawi. And we will stay there. We'll have 2 stages there in Langkawi Island, no? And the stage 7, the penultimate stage, is one of the hardest stage actually. Dahil it's also a mountain top finish, no? Yung stage 7. And then, yung last stage, it's gonna be hilly. It's a circuit, and para siyang World Championship course, the finish is a mountain top finish also. So, iikot po yan ng ilang beses sa may Langkawi Island, and then yung finish niya is mountain top finish. Para kang nanonood din ng mga World Championship course.
Yes.
Parang
Ginawa nilang ganun parang spectator friendly, di ba? Yung
tama po kayo.
stage na yan. Okay, so given na ganun kahirap, the most challenging as you said, so who will be going? Who will represent our 7-Eleven Click Air 21 by Road Bike Philippines?
Given our riders now, no, syempre po, ang gagawin natin is how can we possibly compete with the World Tour teams, with Pro Continental teams, and the other 10 selected Continental teams, no? So kami po, as usual, dadalhin namin yung mga striker at saka climber ng team, no? Kasi that is what the difference will doon lalabas, no, kung sino yung may mga team na malalakas ang rider na umahon. That really makes a difference in this race, no, especially in the hunt for the best Asian rider and the best Asian team. Sabi ko nga, although we are competing with Astana, which is a World Tour team, and nandoon po kayo noon, no, nung when Felipe finished 3rd overall in the best Asian rider, behind 2 Kazakhstan Astana riders, which are both World Tour riders, no. At this time, not only the Astana World Tour is coming there, no, the Astana Motors Continental team, which is number 2 in Asia now, will also be coming. So, ang dami mga Kazakhstan na rider na nandoon, no? But nevertheless, we are not unfazed, no? Especially Felipe, who's coming back, and he was so motivated now that finally he will have a chance, no, to try again, and hopefully for the first time, a Filipino will win the best Asian rider in Langkawi. Hopefully.
Yes. So, who will be with Felipe? Kompleto na ba? Kumpirmado na ba yung lineup natin?
Yes, we already confirmed and send our lineup already, no? Yung anim na rider po, si Felipe as the team captain, and then we will have Gilbert Valdez. First time yan ni Gilbert, no? And then we will have also Junrek Carcueva. We will have Nicole Pareja, our double gold medalist in the national championship in the ITT. And then we will have also Renz Michael Bondok, who's also gold and silver medalist in the national championship.
Salazar.
Yun po. And yeah, and sino ba hindi ko nasabi?
John Richard Salazar.
Yeah, si John Richard Salazar also, no, which is this is his second international race after Thailand, and we're so happy with this result in Thailand because that's his first time to join an international race, high caliber race, and he finished top 10 in the best Asian category.
So, sabihin natin bagong pangalan. Sabi mo nga yung iba first timer pa, 'di ba, katulad ni Valdez. So, how do you see this lineup? Anong paniwala mo sa lineup na meron na ito? Handa ba sila knowing na napakataas ang level ng Langkawi?
I think these guys have been looking forward on this for so long, no? Kung matatandaan po natin, nagkaroon ng 2 years na walang race, no?
Yes.
And we didn't stop the program actually, no? And we are grateful actually to our sponsors na even with pandemic and everything, we continue registering the team, no? And we continue the program. Kung makikita niyo po, even during the national championship, the best results are coming from the young one, no? And these are all product of 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Tuloy-tuloy po yung programa. And as I said, no, to them, this is actually a year for the young riders, no? Even in the world of cycling, if you will notice it, even in the highest level, Tour de France, Giro, Vuelta, kung makikita niyo po, karamihan, ang daming mga batang sumusulpot. Kaya sinasabi ko sa kanila, wala naman din pagkakaiba kayo tsaka sa kanila. No? I'll take one exemption, yung two times na stage winner na ngayon sa Vuelta, no? Si Jay Vine. No?
Okay, Australian.
Jay Vine came from Miro Continental, which happened to be here during the network de Filipinas. No?
Okay.
And now, you look at the guy, he's a double winner already in Vuelta.
Grand
And he's
Tour.
very young. And
Yes.
Jay Vine, we used to race with this young guy. So, ngayon po, no, especially, I'd like to make mention of our Nicole Pareja and Renz Michael Bundok, Salazar, no, and the rest of the team, no. Talagang they are highly motivated, and as I said to them, even Mac Galedo and Marcelo's been telling these guys na you've been waiting long for this chance for you to be in this high level races, and we really have to focus and really work hard, no, and train hard for this, and I think we'll do good, no. These guys will do good there. Malaki ho yung sampalataya namin sa mga bata.
Tama, ayan. Okay, so kamusta yung training nila? Anong klaseng training meron tayo ngayon? Di ba katulong din sa training nyo yung ating consultant na si Coach Robert Herber, sir?
Yeah, tama po kayo, no. Not many knows that akala po nila it's only Ric Rodriguez behind the wheel, no. No. For several years now, especially when we started the training, the developmental team, no, back in 2017, Robert Herber, who happens to be a Filipino-American, but he's 100% Filipino, but most of his life stays in America.
Yes.
He's so far, no, the only Filipino with a level 3 coach, no.
Okay.
That is a UCI certified level 3 coach. And he's the one actually helping us craft the program, no, and preparation for our riders. So from time to time we monitor our riders, no. Yung progression po ng ating mga rider. Now ang mga rider natin, no, nandun po sa Nueva Ecija, sa Aurora.
Yes.
Kasi yung training namin is we already partnered it, no? In the last 1 month of the training, sinisimulate na po namin kung ano yung mga stages, no?
Okay, yung ruta.
Ano yung mga haba,
Yes.
ano yung mga terrain. So, para pagdating ho namin doon, we don't necessarily do the recon and everything, no? Pero they are already prepared and they're already expecting like in the stage 3. In the stage 3, it's very short. It's less than 130, but it has two category 3 climb before the biggest the horse class climb. In fact, dalawa po 'yon. There's a one horse class climb and then medyo lulusong ng konti and then the final 11 kilometers going to the park. Yun ho yung pinakamahirap because the average of that is 16%, 11 kilometer.
Oh, 11 km tapos 6% ang gradient?
16%.
16%. Okay.
Average.
Oh,
So mahirap talaga po siya. It's really very,
Yes.
very hard.
By the way, how many climbs? How many kumbaga stages na mayroong difficult climbs?
There will be 2.
2.
The Stage 3 and Stage 7.
Ay.
Where both have mountain tough finish.
Mountain.
And then there will be 3 hilly stages.
Okay, 3 hilly.
And then 3 flat stages. Pero yung mga flat stages nila, it's not really totally flat
Yes.
because
Oo.
along the way, there's still small climb like category 3 and category 2 climb. So that really makes a chance, no? There will be a big chance really for the strikers and the lure, no, to go in the break. Alam niyo naman po yung play naman natin, no? Actually, it has been adopted now, even the European teams, so that we always try and make sure that we send riders in the breakaway every day.
Yes. Okay, so this is on October 11 to 18. Definitely, marami pang pwedeng gawin sa ating preparasyon, Sir Ric.
Tama po kayo. We're on our final preparation. In fact, 1 week before we leave for Taiwan, because 5 of the riders or 8 including 3 stops pupunta po muna kami ng Taiwan, no? We'll leave on September 30,
Okay.
no, for the Tour de Taiwan. And actually, napakagandang preparation po nito dahil kasi Tour de Taiwan, there will be 2 flat stages and 3 hilly stages. No big mountain in Taiwan, no? And this will really serve our final preparation for Langkawi. And then on October 8 from Taiwan, we will fly. Diretso na po kami ng Malaysia.
Okay.
And then 3 of our staff and rider will join us there. They're coming from the Philippines kasi all in all, bali 11 po kami, no? There will be 5 staff and then 6 riders kasi 2 po yung team car natin at may 2 tayong van, no? That will comprise really 4
4
cars in each team. 4.
4 cars
Bumalik
na
po yung
ngayon.
4. Dati 3 lang, no? 2 kotse, isang van. Ngayon balik po dahil almost every day we had to transfer to the start. Nandoon po kayo. You've experienced this one before.
Yeah.
2018. Hindi siya kamukha rito na pag natapos tayo, nandun na rin yung hotel natin, nandun na rin tayo nag-i-start, no?
Yes.
Pero sa kanila, most of the time, you start 1 hour from your hotel, and then when you finish, you transfer again to your hotel, no? Hindi do sa mismong finish yung hotel nyo.
Yeah.
So, it's really a lot, no? And it really counts more. I was preparing the guys, especially for the first timer to race, no? I was preparing their minds and to prepare their body already with this kind of thing, no? Na alam niyo naman ho, recovery ang pinakamagaling na pinag-uusapan dito, no? The first to recover, the better for the riders.
Yes.
So, we already devised some of the things that we do before. Nakita niyo na po yan, no?
Yeah.
Na instead of trying to find restaurants in the finish line and everything, we cook our own food, no?
Yes.
Especially in the lunch. When they cross the finish line, we make sure that within 30 minutes, they're already filled in. So
Yes.
when we transfer and we travel down to the next hotel, yung mga tao natin recover na, no?
Okay. So yung Tour de Taiwan muna, this is also a high-level race, ano? 2.1, 2.2?
This is a 2.1 race po.
Okay, just like the Thailand tour na sinalihan natin early this year. Okay, so again, tell us how important the Tour de Langkawi for our team? Meron kang photo nga sa amin during the early days na yung Philippines lumahok sa Tour de Langkawi noon, 1990s. Yung sina Victor Espiritu pa, di ba? Halos kasabay yun ng Tour de Filipinas nung nagsisimula tayo, no? Pero ngayon, napakataas na level, kinikilala talaga ng UCI itong Tour de Langkawi. So, ano ulit ang gusto natin talagang mapatunayan in this very high level competition?
Alam mo nyo, Ma'am Judith, ganito po yan, no? Part of the development of this team is we bring them in a high-level races like this. Because as we have said long time ago, no, this is the only way for our Filipino athlete, specifically for our Filipino riders, to go on to the next level. We have to bring them in a high-level races kasi this is actually, dito ho tayo matututo. That's why, hopefully, the program will continue now. Now our focus is on the young riders, no. And Marcelo Felipe and Mac Galedo are really serving to become the mentor, no. Yun lang po ang role nila ngayon, no. Although both of them are still competing in a higher level, no. But alam naman po nila, no, the next batch of riders for the Philippines are these young one, no, the under 23s and even the juniors, no. I've seen in the last national championship na napakaraming rider po talaga na merong potential, no. Kaya ako natutuwa ako that many of the clubs in the Philippines and some of the teams in the Philippines already step up and started their own program in selecting their own developmental team. Hopefully magtuloy-tuloy po yan, no. And last time I was able to speak with Sir June, and he told me that they're coming up with something like 36 days of racing starting October to June, no, until the national championship. So ano po yung magiging significant niya? This is really very important for Philippine cycling and most especially to the riders. From the junior ranks to the under 23 to the elite, because this will make sure that we can select the best rider to represent the country in so many international competition. Sa amin po, in the continental teams, right now we have 2, hopefully more continental teams will coming up in the Philippines. Malaking tulong po sa amin to, no, na to select further, no, and to continue our own developmental program. Napakalaking bagay po yan. Kasi just like in Japan, ganyan po yan, no? They have their own national ranking. And if you do not belong in the top 20 riders in the national ranking, then you don't have a chance. No chance for you to represent your country. So ano po ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin that the top 20 you can select depending on the races that you're joining. If it's flat races, then you can bring a sprinter and strikers or your lure. If the race is hilly or climb, then you can select the climbers within the top 20. Napakaganda po. It doesn't mean even if you are a member of the continental team, if you don't belong in the top 20, then you don't have a chance to represent the country. So now we are making sure that our riders sending in SEA Games, in Asian Games, or hopefully some of our riders will qualify in the World Championship and then the Olympic Games, and tuloy-tuloy po. Because this is important, 36 racing days until the national championship every year. Meaning, every year magkakaroon na po tayo ng national championship, which is the ultimate, no, the ultimate in every country, in every team, no, na yan po yung pinapangarap na maging national champion.
Yes, okay. But in Langkawi, previously hindi naman previously lagi tayo namang nakakakuha ng respeto, di ba? Sa mga finishes, sa mga, placing natin. Even once, si Dominic Perez was adjudged as most combative rider in one edition. I don't know kung 2018 yun or nung mga nauna pa. And then, yung first nyo nga, Merculio Ramos once donned the yellow jersey of the Langkawi. And who else? Ano pa yung natatandaan mo magandang tumatak talaga sa mga resulta na meron tayo? Kaya naman in a way din markado pag sinabing Filipino at Langkawi may respeto na yung ibang mga team, lalo na yung mga nakakilala na.
Totoo po kayo dyan, no? Actually, it all started during the time of Victor Espiritu, no? And there was even a time that Victor was selected when they formed a composite team, no? Among Asians. They formed that team, no? I think it's a Proton or even the title sponsor now, no?
A selection,
Petronas.
di ba? Selection yun.
It's a selection.
Okay.
Victor Espiritu was among them, no? Together with Wong Kampu, together with Tonton Susanto,
Yes.
together with one Iranian, one Japanese, and one Malaysian, no? Napakaganda po nun. And that's just one proud moment for Philippines that our own Victor Espiritu was selected. And Victor is also known all over Asia
Yes.
kasi contemporary po ni Wong Kampu yan, no? Na during that time, no? Sila yung mga sikat noon sa Asia, no? And Victor is one. And then nagkaroon nga po yon when Merculio Ramos, no? Actually, I will call it that he's an accidental leader, yellow jersey leader dahil ang nangyari po doon sa stage na yun, no? It's supposed to be a circuit na when they arrive at the and cross the finish line, there's another one, no? Na isang ikot pa po dapat and then finally, no? Ang nangyari lang po doon, Merculio was part of a two-man break with a Chinese guy. And then, there's a second group of 3 guys. Si Lloyd Reynante naman po nandun doon, together with 2 Malaysian national team riders, no? Nangyari lang, there are 3 intermediate sprint on the road. Yung dalawa, si Merculio ang nanalo, yung isa, yung Chinese ang nanalo. So, at the end, si Merculio meron siyang bonus na... na 3-3-2, meron siyang bonus na 8 seconds, no? Itong Taiwan naman, itong Chinese rider naman, may bonus na 7 seconds.
Okay.
And then, itong si Lloyd, siya ho lagi nananalo for third place, so he gets 3 bonus intermediate sprint of 3 seconds.
Okay.
So, nangyari po yan. Actually, that is historical, no? Yung panahon po na yun, that was 2003, no?
Okay.
Or 2004 if I'm not mistaken. Kasi sunod-sunod po yung pagsali namin noon during the Parkwood Casino, 203, 204, and 205. That's the first time that all the leaders' jersey are all Asians. Hindi na po naulit yun. Hindi na po naulit yun. Kaya nga, that's really history, no? Na the overall leader is Merculio Ramos.
Yes.
The green jersey is a Chinese guy. The best Asian rider is done by Lloyd Reynante.
Yes.
And then the King of the Mountain is done by a Malaysian guy. So they're all of them are Asians.
Yeah. Oo, mahusay na talaga din ng mga Asian. But these days kasi, yung mga world tour andyan Pero during the time of 7-Eleven of Marcelo Felipe, ilang beses na ba tayo? Ang alam ko, pang-apat na natin to sa 7-Eleven mo na to.
Sa 7-Eleven, I think this is just the third time po.
Third time lang ba? Ano yung first time nyo na lumahok?
The first time is in
2000, ano
I
yun?
think 2017.
Di 2018
Or
second mo
2016?
lang, di ba? Baka 2016.
Opo, 18,
diba?
18 is second and then now this is the third time for 7-Eleven.
Okay. Only the third time. Akala ko fourth time na. So, what else? I think there was this, para dun sa KOM ba yun? Yung kalaban ni Marcelo Felipe, who is that guy? Maganda rin yung sinasabi niya kay Felipe. He's got good words for Felipe. I forgot the name of that climber. Diba sir, yung medyo popular na once tinanong ko sa isang interview kasi he was wearing the KOM, aagawin dapat nun ni Felipe sa kanya yung KOM jersey
I think that the guy is no longer racing. No? He won the Tour Taiwan KOM, I think. Ito ho yung sinasabi nyo, yung nakasalamin, no?
Oo,
and he's a
nakalbo.
Danish guy.
Yes.
Yeah, nakalbo.
Okay.
Yes. He's no longer racing now. Yeah. That guy actually was here during the 2014 Ronda Pilipinas, no?
Okay.
with CCN, no?
Okay. Nasa CN na siya. Yeah, probably.
Yes.
And then what else pa? Yung that day na si Perez, when Perez was still with the team, na kinuha niya yung most combative rider of that particular day. Diba? Another...
Yeah, he was part of that breakaway, no? My instruction is simply to him, no, na yung mga sprint, yung mga KOM, if there's a chance, you go for it. Actually, sabi ko, don't mind them. Kasi pagdating sa ganyan, bigger teams will always look down smaller teams. No? Parang ibubuli ka nila na parang, yeah, they will even tell you na, huwag ka ririmate ha, ganito yan, ako yan ha, o huwag mong kukunin ng yung KOM ha, ganito ganyan. So,
bullying.
Ganun naman talaga po yan. No? Pero pag nagpabuli ka, talo ka. But then again, what is good with Perez is he stood his ground. He won all the intermediate sprint, no, and then he even won some KOM, and then he's the last guy actually, no, in the breakaway na nung inabot sila. Still, yung mga kasama niya were not able to join the group, no, the main group. Pero si Perez was still able to join that main group and finish strong, no, in that race. So that's why he was adjudged the most combative rider of that particular stage.
Yes. And of course, knowing na Langkawi to, dati nga ang tawag ORS category or OR category, ngayon Pro Series na. Tell us nga, what is a Pro Series kind of race?
Yeah. A Pro Series kind of race is new, no? It was introduced po before the pandemic, actually, no? Na before po kasi, in the Asia Tour, ang classification ng mga races starts on 2.2, 2.1, and then the horse class. Meaning, these are multi-stage races, no? Pag sinabing 2, multi-stage race. Pag sinabing 1, 1.2, 1.1, one horse class, that's a one-day race, no? But in this particular race, the Langkawi, before it is horse class, and in Asia, there are only 3 horse class race.
Okay.
No? But now, all these horse class race were become Pro Series race. No?
Okay.
Meaning,
series.
in a Pro Series race, the organizer is required to bring at least 6 World Tour team. Another 6 Pro Continental team. And then the rest is Continental team.
Okay.
So, in this particular race in Langkawi po, no, there will be 22 teams.
Wow.
6 World Tour teams, 6 Pro Continental teams, and then 10 Continental teams. I think including their national team, no?
Yeah.
Malaysia national team. So,
Do we
dito po,
have
I
the
was
list
given
na?
the list.
Do we have the list na of the 6 World Tour teams? Para may
yeah,
tayo.
I just have the list. Actually, before the interview, I did ask the race director, no,
Okay.
na please kindly give me because I have an interview with Miss Judith.
Okay.
So sabi, eto na po, no, UAE will be there.
Okay.
UAE, Emirates,
Yeah.
Movie Star.
Wow.
Movie Star will be there. EF Education from the US will be there. Coffee Dis,
Oh.
Lotto Sudal, and Astana.
Wow, Coffee Dis, Lotto Sodal, and Astana. Okay ba? Mga big teams talaga to, ha?
Yeah, those are the 6 World Tour
And
teams.
then sa Pro Continental, do you have the Pro
With the Pro Continental team, I'm almost sure that there will be the 2 Pro Continental team from Italy. Sigurado po ako sigurado diyan. Dahil kasi suki yan ng Langkawi, no, ever since, no. Kung saan actually nanggaling sila Bernal, yung mga yan, no. Definitely, no, yung dalawang Pro Continental sa Italy. There will also be Pro Continental from France that is coming from the US, no, yung rally, no, it's coming also. And with Australia, actually, they have a very strong Continental that is coming in. I think the number 1 Continental team in the world is also coming, no? Those guys that we competed in Thailand, no? Yung Polish teams
Yes.
are also coming. They're also in Taiwan, I think. So, marami po sa Taiwan na kalaro namin, nakasabay-sabay kami na
They also
October
use They are also using the Taiwan as one final tune-up for the Langkawi.
Yes.
Anyway, sir, of course, UCI points. We are also aiming for UCI points dahil marami-raming puntos sa pinapamigay dito. Ano ba? Top what of every stage and top what of the overall standings may UCI points?
Yes. In a 2.1 po, the top 3, of course, on the stage, no?
Yes.
Meron po yan. And then, 14 points po yan, no? Yung
Okay.
sa 2.1, no? At lalaki po yan when it comes to Langkawi. Mas malaki.
Yes.
Of course, in Langkawi, the winner will have 200 points.
Yeah, oo. Oo.
Ang laki. Ang laki po,
So
no?
probably
Wherein
top 25 may UCI points sa overall standings.
Hindi po. 40 po sa Pro
40
Series.
kapag Pro
Top
Series.
40.
Oo.
Yung
Pag
2.1 po, yun ang top 25.
Pag
Opo.
stage,
Pag stage po, lagi pong 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 lang, kahit Langkawi.
Lagi pong 1, 2, 3. Pero yung puntos, lumalaki.
Yes,
Lumalaki
malaki
siya.
lang.
Kasi na 2.2, 7 lang yung winner. Pagdating sa 2.1, 14. Pagdating sa 21. Parang gano'n.
Yes.
Lumalaki siya.
Okay, last question na lang. Anong reaction ni Engineer Bong Sual, ang founder ng team? At syempre, ang team owner nyo na si Mr. Paterno with this invite of Tour de Langkawi na nagpapakita naman ang respeto ng Langkawi organization, di ba, sa mga Filipino riders in the
Yeah,
invitation.
tama po kayo, no? This is actually a victory not only for the 7-Eleven, but for the entire Philippine cycling community, no? That we are given this chance to take part in this. Langkawi is considered the biggest race in Asia now.
Yes.
And it's one of the biggest among, no, in the world. And in fact, it is going to be the last big race of the year. Kaya po kung napansin nyo, nandun ang movie star. Because movie star has been threatening to become relegated, no? To be relegated. Kasi because of the points.
Yeah.
No? Ganyan po kasi sa world of cycling ngayon, no? If some of the pro-continental teams have bigger points than the World Tour teams, then the last team or the last two teams in the World Tour team will be relegated to
the
Procon,
Procon.
and then the Procon will be offered to become a World Tour team.
Yes.
Parang ganoon. Kaya nga po ngayon,
Mahalaga
ang
talaga.
Movistar actually naghahabol ng puntos. And
Ayun,
it's
kaya
really
nandito
important for them to take part in Tour de Langkawi.
Yes. Okay. So at this point, again, address our Philippine cycling community for this one. This is really big. Ang dami naging excited. Ang dami nag-react when we posted that story about our participation at the Langkawi. Ano na lang mensahe mo, sir?
Yeah, Ma'am Judith, no, balikan ko lang din po yung Taiwan, no? Yung
Okay.
Taiwan, how is it important for the 7-Eleven before I'll say my thank you and everything. No?
Yes.
For almost 12 years of 7-Eleven as a continental team, we haven't yet invited to Tour de Taiwan.
Ganun ba? Okay.
And this is just the first time that we will be invited in Tour de Taiwan. Because Tour de Taiwan, although it's only 2.1 race, it's really very hard to get invited in Tour de Taiwan, considering there's so many teams all over the world who wanted to take part. Kaya, ang dami talagang pwedeng pagpipilian. Why it is important for us, 7-Eleven? Because 7-Eleven Taiwan is actually part of 7-Eleven Philippines. And it's been in our list, no, na itong Tour de Taiwan makasali kami. Kaya nga po nung nalaman ni Boss Vic Paterno, ni Sir Bong, tuwan-tuwa sila na finally we get invited in Tour de Taiwan. And I'm so excited, no? Siguro po announce ko na rin dito
Yes.
na our Pinoy cycling community in Taiwan is preparing to welcome the team in Taiwan, no? And on October 7, actually, ang Tour de Taiwan po matatapos ng October 6. They prepared a meet and greet ride
Wow.
with our team. And now they've already ordered so many team kits and 7-Eleven shirts.
Nice.
So we will have this community. It's a night ride actually on October 7, somewhere in Taipei. Parang it's a send-off to the team, no? Na before we travel October 8 to Langkawi.
Yes.
So we're really very excited about this no? And hopefully itong ating mga kababayan, no, I'd like just to mention them, no, itong Pinoy Cycling Club of Taiwan, no. Maraming salamat po for welcoming us there. At sa ating pong the entire Philippine cycling community. we're all very excited. I know you're all very excited. Let us continue support Philippine cycling, especially Pinoy riders. No?
Yes.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na. Alam nyo, Ma'am Judith, with this pandemic and everything, there's also good things that happen. No?
Yes.
If you look at it now, napakaraming nagbibisikleta at napakaraming tao ngayon ang tumutulong
Yes,
sa mga
yes.
elite riders natin. It's
Yeah,
even on
yes.
developmental riders, no? And they spending their own money to help, no, our riders.
Yes.
Then sabi ko, this is a welcome thing in Philippine cycling.
Definitely.
So tayo naman po na nandoon sa taas, even with I have constant communication with our federation and
Yes.
everything, no.
Good.
In everything that they're also they're laying down the program now, no. And I'm very excited also with this 36 stage races that will happen from October
Yes.
to June next
Kami
year.
din,
And
excited.
I just want them to congratulate, no, the
Yes.
entire Phil Cycling pamunuan po, no, from the President to Secretary General to Sir June and all those people involved. Maraming salamat po, no. And
Yes.
finally we have this program for Philippine cycling.
Yes, so congratulations. Maraming salamat. Keep me posted.